Have you heard about the Initiative Accelerator Program? What it is and what are its main objectives? We'll learn more about the purpose of the program, how to apply, and the stages of the program on this episode of the Central Bank of Kuwait podcast. I'm the host, Shifa Al-Awadi. Welcome again to a new episode of the Central Bank of Kuwait's podcast. CBK's podcasts focus on presenting important banking topics that affect individuals and society. Our episode today covers CBK's Initiative Accelerator Program. We have with us today Sarah Al-Uthman, who will explain more about the program and how to apply.
Hi Shifa, thank you for having me. First, I'd like to start by introducing the listeners to the Initiative Accelerator Program, which was launched by the Central Bank of Kuwait in June 2024 through the Innovation Hub Wuluj. So basically, the program is a dynamic initiative aimed at supporting Kuwaitis who have constructive and innovative ideas that benefit the financial and banking sector. And really, the program is designed to foster creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship within the local environment, while also providing guidance and resources to support participants in turning their ideas into successful projects. If I may, Shifa, I'd like to mention some of the main goals of the program.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so one main goal of the program is to challenge participants to design fintech solutions tailored to the needs and preferences of youth, such as mobile banking applications with financial education features, for example, through games or tools for personal budgeting and more. The program also encourages participants to develop initiatives that facilitate and enable access to financial services for those who cannot obtain them, including minorities. In addition to all of that, it also encourages exploring innovative payment solutions.
Could you please give us some examples?
For example, digital wallets, among others, of course. Let me add, this is all in addition to inspiring projects that leverage fintech to address environmental and social challenges, while also promoting financial inclusion.
Thanks for explaining the goals. So what are the stages that projects go through during the program?
That's such a great question. The stages of the program's journey starts with the application and evaluation stage. Then we have the network expansion stage. After that comes the brainstorming sessions and mentorship, all the way up to the final stage, which is the showcasing stage. Here, the participants will have the opportunity to present their projects to potential investors.
I expect many listeners would be interested in this topic, so let's go deeper into explaining the stages of the program.
Of course, starting from the first stage, which is, as we mentioned, the application and evaluation stage. Here is when the Central Bank of Kuwait opens the submission window to accept applications from interested parties. And that is, of course, based on a predefined topic or theme set by the Central Bank of Kuwait. Once submissions are received, meetings are arranged with the applicants to evaluate their proposal.
So then what happens after the first meetings?
Well, after interviewing applicants, we move on to the second stage, which is the network expansion stage. At this stage, the specialized CBK team selects, filters, and groups applicants who complement each other based on their skills. After that comes the third stage, which is the brainstorming sessions. Here is where the specialized CBK team organizes brainstorming workshops with facilitators from the bank to ensure applicants' ideas align with its regulations.
And I expect that this stage is the most important for applicants?
Yes, it definitely is. In the program, brainstorming sessions are conducted under the leadership and guidance of mentors from the Central Bank, where they help in refining the ideas and ensuring they adhere to regulatory compliance rules. And of course, aligning these ideas with the market needs of Kuwait and the local community as well.
So Sarah, for further clarity, would you explain more about the main techniques and methods used in this stage?
Certainly. The brainstorming techniques used include open brainstorming sessions, mind mapping, as well as simplified impact and risk assessment tools to ensure regulatory compliance from the outset. At the same time, training sessions are led by various mentors from the Central Bank that cover both technical and organizational pathways, with a special focus on value modeling for users and financial evaluation. This is, of course, according to Kuwait standards. And overall, These measures aim to help build a viable business model for the Kuwaiti market.
Great, this is definitely engaging and it certainly helps the product align with market needs.
This is an excellent opportunity, and it leads us to the last stage, which is the showcasing stage, where successful groups have the chance to present their ideas to stakeholders in the banking and financial sector to invest in their products.
What are the core criteria for admission to the Initiative Accelerator Program and how does one apply?
The applicant must be Kuwaiti by nationality and must not be directly or indirectly associated with a fintech company or an existing financial institution. In addition, the applicant must demonstrate willingness to develop the idea and work in a team. And finally, the idea must align with the topic and identified problems.
And what is the duration of the program?
The program lasts between 6 months to a year, depending on the nature of the projects.
Could you give an example of a successful graduate from the program?
In 2025, the first cohort was graduated, and one of the successful outcomes was a buy now pay later solution called Qasad. Qasad was developed by a team combining technical and business expertise to design a model that fits the needs of the Kuwaiti financial sector, with a focus on risk management, compliance, security, and transparency.
If you would please let us know how to apply to the program.
The Central Bank of Kuwait announces the start of accepting applications for a limited period on its social media pages and the bank's official website.
Thank you, Sarah, for your time and valuable information highlighting the Initiative Accelerator Program. And if you'd like, please share a final word with the listeners.
I hope I've managed to explain the most important aspects of the Initiative Accelerator Program and its purpose. And thank you again for having me.
With that, we've reached the end of this episode of the Central Bank of Kuwait's podcast. Thank you for listening.